There it is. Okay, so I have no bit.
Neither do I. Should we start the show?
Oh, wait, did you finish The Last of Us? Like the show?
Yes, but that has to be its own review.
Okay, all right.
It has to be its own full episode.
Okay.
Because there's a lot to fucking talk about.
Did you know what was gonna happen?
I mean, I know from the game, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm really hoping that part two, there's a big departure from the game. You know what I'm talking about.
No, it can't.
I hope so.
No, it can't.
Why not?
We can't.
I have you okay, there's a guy, I think it's called A Closer Look. Let me see real quick.
Oh yeah, the guy that rewrote the whole second game. Yeah.
Yes, have I told you about it?
I saw the video like before you told me about it.
But have you seen it or no?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So you didn't like his rewrite?
It's not that I don't like his rewrite. Like he's free to have that rewrite. It's just how to explain it. It's valid that he would say, "Oh, this is how I would do it," but I don't like comparing the real story to that to like a fan's idea of what it should be. I don't think it's fair to like the people who work hard on the game, you know,
So
to be like to be like this thing that you spent like 18-hour work days crunching and working. Why didn't you do it like this other guy that had like, you know, someone that's like, I don't know. It doesn't feel right.
Well, I
Yeah.
think he actually stated, like, I'm not saying I'm a better writer. I have the benefit of hindsight 2020. This is just my pitch.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't. I don't think he bashes them ever directly to say like, you guys
No,
made a bad game.
no, and he's not bashing it, but every comment in that video is like, oh, like why didn't they do it like you did? Like, and I don't like that, you know. So I don't know, just engaging with that. It gives me flashbacks because look, I played the game in 2013, and I waited from 2013 to 2020 for a second game to come out. Okay, so like I was there, I was in the trenches when the game came out, and I was going through. Everyone was going through the motions at the same time. It was rough, and it was like the beginning of the pandemic. So I don't know. Just hearing, just knowing that we're gonna go through that again with the show, like we are spoiled. I hope we get it exactly like the game.
I have, and I could be wrong. I'm fine with being
Yeah.
wrong. I'm okay with it. I think there's going to be too much interference for Joel to die, like he does.
Spoilers, I guess.
Fuck you if you don't know this. Joel dies during part two. I won't say when, but he dies. I think there's going to be too much studio interference for Pedro Pascal's character to die because of how popular he is. Because they did do one episode with Bella Ramsey by herself, and apparently it was like one of the lowest watched. Either it was or it was one of, if not the lowest watched, like lowest viewership episodes of the whole season.
It was the lowest. It wasn't lowest viewership. It was attacked on IMDb, but
Now,
it's because
that's not right.
people are fucking weak because they can't bear to see lesbians on TV. So
Now that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. Fuck those people. But
yeah, and also wasn't that episode the one that was coming out at the same time as the Super Bowl and they had to change it? So I think that affected viewership.
no, was it that episode? Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But
Maybe, yeah.
I think from the viewership, I don't know if they have the faith in Bella Ramsey for her to carry the entire show on her back by herself.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. I'm sorry. I want more Joel. So I kind of hope that they don't follow the story tit for tat. If they do, fine. But I hope they don't.
Let me tell you a story. So when the first game was coming out, the cover for the game, the original cover was going to be just Ellie, like by herself.
Yeah.
And Sony was like, "Are you sure about that? Like, we can't, like, I don't know, Naughty Dog. Like, is that a good idea? Like, do you think people are going to buy a game where it's just a girl on the cover? Like, especially when one with this kind of story?" And Naughty Dog was like, "Well, that's she's the main character. Like, she is like the catalyst of the story. Like, she has
He's the
to be there."
protagonist.
Yeah, like she's the protagonist, like she's the main character. And they were like, okay, how about this? Let's put both of them on the cover. And they were like, fine, I guess. So so if you see the cover for the original game, it's Ellie at the front and Joel in the back. Because at least they got away with putting Ellie at the front, but she had to be accompanied. When the second game was coming out, The Last of Us was so popular and Ellie was so popular that when they released the cover for the second game, it was just Ellie's face. And Sony was like, drop it, do it. Let's fucking go.
No, you know what? I'm gonna say that they're wrong. That I agree with Sony when it comes to putting Joel and Ellie on the cover because I feel like it's a partnership. They both should be on it. You play most of the game as Joel anyway. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, but it wasn't the original plan. But when the second one came out, like Ellie had built up enough of a fandom that when they said the cover's gonna be just Ellie, Sony was like, "Fuck yeah, man! Let's do it. Let's go."
What's called? There's so much great merchandise out there for The Last of Us on Etsy. I'm just trying to pick which one to buy right now.
Oh my god.
There's so much good stuff though. So let's talk about something we can actually talk about.
Okay, so the Oscars were so Last of Us was on Sunday, but the Oscars were also on Sunday. I watched live, I watched it with a few friends. We made a little pool of predictions, which I won.
Good for you. High five.
I got 16 out of the 24 categories right. So I'll take that. Yay.
Wait, you got how many of the categories?
I got like 16 out of 24.
Jesus. Okay.
No, wait, 15. 15 out of 24. All right. So are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to recap. We're going to go from bottom to the top. So we're going to start with best visual effects. This went to Avatar, which, like, of course.
I don't think there was any debate. When you wait years to develop the technology to create your film, I don't think it's really fair.
Yeah. The other nominees were All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun. And I think Avatar is very well deserving of that. Those whales made it worth it. After that, it was best film editing, and that went to Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I think also valid because
I don't see how it could have been anyone else. Because, like, did you see the show The Haunting of Hill House?
I saw a couple episodes, yeah.
I remember thinking that this might be the best editing I've ever seen because the editing actually aids in the storytelling. You're not just watching stuff, the editing matters in how the story is told. Same thing with Everything Everywhere All at Once. The editing matters in the manner in which you're able to intake the film. Worth it.
Yeah. And this was so the Oscar went to Paul Rogers, who did the editing. I've never seen Twitter so thirsty for an editor because this man is handsome. And so he picked up his Oscar, and then he very proudly said, "This is only my second film I've edited. Thank you." And we were like, "Shut up. Fuck
what did he say?
You." He said, "This is only my second film I've ever edited. I can't believe this."
Yeah. Twitter is very thirsty for this man. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. He edited before this, he had worked on You Can't Kill David Arquette. He was the editor for that one.
He was also the director of Death of Long Dick.
So, Death of Dick Long, yeah.
Dick Long, yeah. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was best film editing. Best costume design went to Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
That one kind of surprised me. I would have assumed it would have gone to Babylon.
Me too. Actually, I think I had Everything Everywhere for this one, but Babylon and Elvis were strong contenders. So was Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Something cool that someone pointed out is that Ruth E. Carter, who won this award, she's the first woman of color to have 2 Oscars, and I think that's fucking insane.
I think that's bullshit.
No,
congratulations to her,
checked.
But bullshit.
Yeah, we checked. Yeah, the first person of color to have 2 Oscars. That is fucking crazy. Yeah. So best costume design, best makeup and hairstyling went to The Whale. That fat suit really impressed the fuck out of everyone.
I'm surprised it didn't go to All Quiet on the Western Front, considering the scale. But fair enough, The Whale, I guess.
I don't know how All Quiet in the Western Front was nominated for this. I mean, it's not makeup. They're just throwing dirt at people's faces, like
But it has to be historically accurate dirt.
historically accurate dirt.
Fuck you. That
Jesus.
was a good joke.
Speaking of that, best cinematography went to All Quiet in the Western Front. I wanted it to go to Bardo, but okay, fine. All Quiet. You ended up watching All Quiet in the Western Front, right?
Yeah.
I never watched it. Like, do you think it deserved all these awards that it won?
Can I unload on this? Yeah. Is
Yeah,
this the one where I tee off?
Sure. Why not?
It seems like every year or every other year, there's like a war film that gets nominated for everything, like 1917, Fury, Dunkirk. There's been a number of like World War One, World War Two films every fucking year, and it gets nominated for a lot of shit. And sometimes I'm like, it's not really warranted. Like, All Quiet on the Western Front didn't do much different from something like in a visually perspective, not storytelling, but visually perspective from like something like Dunkirk or Fury or 1917. Like it's not something we had never seen before. I want to actually point out a snub in this. I would argue and I understand, I'm a fan. I would argue the Batman maybe should have been nominated for best cinematography because some of those visuals in that film are beautiful. Fight me when Batman is walking out of the when he's walking out of the water with the torch carrying that kid. Fuck you. That is a beautiful scene.
It's not just that; it's the scene when he's when the camera is upside down and
he's walking.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Roger Deakins, who is like one of the best cinematographers ever, he was nominated for the Empire of Light. He said like the best cinematography category, like it's missing the Batman. It has to be there.
Yeah. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, you beautiful son of a bitch.
Speaking of DC, did you see the thing that James Gunn just tweeted?
God damn it, Chema, what? Tell me.
You know what? I'll just tell you.
Just tell me. Tell me.
He is directing Superman Legacy.
Oh, I assumed that. No shit.
No, he was writing it, but then he just tweeted out today that he said like I wasn't gonna do it. I was just gonna write it. But then he mentioned the release date, and he showed it to his brother, and his brother told him like, "Hey, that's birthday."
Oh,
and
was his dad a big Superman fan?
Yeah. So like it started to like come out like a lot of stuff, and then he just went like, "Yeah, I'm doing it. Fuck it."
I mean, he already did Brightburn. He did a Superman movie, horror movie, but he did a Superman movie already. This is going to be the second round.
He didn't direct it though. He just produced that one.
Brightburn?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Well, let me see.
Let me read you his post. It says, yes, I'm directing Superman Legacy to be released July 11, 2025. My brother said when he saw the release date, he started to cry. He said, dude, that's birthday. I hadn't realized. It had been so long. It had been a long road to this point. I was offered Superman years ago. I initially said no because I didn't have a way in that it felt unique and fun and emotional to give Superman the dignity he deserved. Then a bit less than a year ago, I saw Way in many ways centering around Superman's heritage, how both his aristocracy Kryptonian parents and his Kansas farmer parents inform who he is and the choices he makes. So I chose to finally take on writing the script, but I was hesitant to direct, despite the constant pestering by Peter Safran and others to commit. Just because I write something doesn't mean I feel it in my bones, visually and emotionally enough to spend over 2 years directing it, especially not something of this magnitude. But the long of the short of it is, I love the script and I'm incredibly excited as we begin this journey. Up, up, and away. There it is.
Shit. Well, I just noticed something. The last 7 things that he's directed have all been superhero based, whether it's Guardians of the Galaxy parts 1, 2, and 3, the Suicide Squad. What else? Super, I would count that as a superhero film because fuck you.
It is.
The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special and Peacemaker. So superheroes seem to be in his blood, and you know what? I'll fucking take it. Just
That
please
as well.
let it be a Guardians of the Galaxy movie and not a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
You want to fight?
I think the first one's better than the second one.
I think the second one is better than the first one. So
That's fine. You're entitled to be wrong. But
well, I would tell you you're right, but then we'll both be wrong.
Black Adam was great.
You don't even believe that. You don't believe that.
Dance, puppets, dance.
Have you?
Uh,
Did you saw the Shazam thingy?
with Gal Gadot?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm okay. This is shit. We're supposed to be talking about the Oscars. You want me to just make one quick comment?
I have a lot of comments. If you want to make the quick one, I'll make the long one. But go ahead.
Fuck, dude, I want an episode talking about DC. Real quick. Supposedly, there's a rumor going around, and it's fine. It was just a rumor, but I think, wow, this is kind of interesting. Supposedly, Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill, and Ben Affleck are considering lawyering up against Warner Brothers because they were promised, the world. They were promised like, oh, multiple film franchises for each of you. They were promised, cameos on the movies and all this stuff. And obviously, they're hitting the reset button, which is probably going to knock all three of them out. Gal Gadot might still be on the table. Batfleck's out. Cavill's out. But supposedly, they're considering legal action because they broke their contract because by not fulfilling your word on these other films that you promised us, we lost out on money in other franchises that were offered to us.
Yeah.
So the Trinity might be going after DC and not in the way that we were hoping.
Well, this wouldn't have happened if they had just, been good from the start.
They should have hired me. I would have made sure everything was right as rain.
Okay. All I was going to say is that I think it's very sad to see that. Like, I saw that teaser, and I saw the teaser with like Wonder Woman in it, and I went, I should have seen that in the theater. Like, I shouldn't have. It just sucks. Like, it really sucks. Like,
they're not
it shows. Yeah, it just shows that they are not. Yeah, like they're not interesting and like doing it correctly. Then.
I mean,
anyway.
Yeah, that should honestly, I would have cut that completely. Because you're not going to bring. Well, Gal Gadot's on the fence of being brought back. Apparently, the impression is, depending on Shazam and Blue Beetle, if both films do well, they'll bring back the characters. If they don't do well, then he'll bring back basically whoever does well in the box office, whoever he thinks that he can retain in positive light. So Shazam is going to depend on the box office. Same thing with Blue Beetle.
Oh, so that's why Black Adam's not coming back. Good.
That's one reason. I think also because The Rock had a different vision. I think, like you said, he wanted a Black Adam versus Justice League movie where he could beat everyone, and they were like, no.
That's because he was fucking stupid.
Well, also, he declined to do a cameo for Shazam even before they canned him.
That's again fucking stupid. Like that's where you go. That's your home. Why did you go to your home? You don't like your home?
Also, first installment of new franchise. Super Pets didn't do amazing. It did solid. I mean, it made 200 million off a budget of 90 mil. So I assume it did well, but I assume because the relationship is soured, I don't think we're getting another Super Pets anytime soon, unfortunately.
Well, who cared about that one?
Hey, fuck you. It was a cute movie. My nephews and my niece love
it. Best production design.
Oh, God. Yeah, we should get back on subject. So, best production design, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Fine. I think I had Babylon for this one.
Again, I've seen this movie before. Babylon or Elvis.
Yeah.
I'm tired of war movies, man.
Look, I like 1917, but that's where I draw the line. Like, I don't go beyond that one. And I also like Fury, but you can tell it's because of there's something else besides the war aspect that I end up liking about these movies. And I didn't watch All Quiet because it looked just like another war movie. And I understand it's got like a thing. And I know everyone is forced to read this book when they're in high school, I think.
Yeah, I think that's another reason why you're right.
Yeah. But okay, fine,
I,
it's
I,
there.
I'm just tired of all these war movies though. Like, can we stop?
Yeah. Speaking of horror movies, best sound went to Top Gun. Um, I'm okay with this. Totally okay with this. Even though I did like the Batman. I did like that the Batman was there. Um,
Let me see.
but I would have preferred if that had gone to like the score. Best original song went to Natu Natu from
Yeah.
the dancing was cool. Not gonna lie, dancing was pretty cool when they did it live. That was pretty cool. Best original score also went to All Quiet. I thought it was gonna go to Babylon. Um, or Fablemans because they like giving Oscars to John Williams. Surprised the Batman was not in best score. I think it deserved it, but I guess
For
All
best
Quiet.
original score,
Yeah.
maybe they thought it was too much of a ripoff of Darth Vader's theme. Dun 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 dun, and we're demonetized.
I drive with that song,
I
and
work out with that song, believe it or not.
it's pretty good.
If you're having a
Yeah.
hard arm day and you're trying to get your biceps pumping, play that song and keep doing your curls. Fuck you.
Best animated short film went to The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. You were campaigning for this one almost because
Yeah, I liked it. I really did. It was a cute little thing. You know,
yeah.
it was cute. If I had it, that might be the one I cared about the most.
Okay. Yeah, I saw it after you talked about it, and I ended up liking it too. I saw that it was based on like a little children's book, and I feel like
Yeah.
yeah, you can really
It,
tell.
it looked like a children's book. Also, like the
Yeah,
way it was presented.
yeah. Best live action short film went to An Irish Goodbye. I was pushing for Le Pupille because of Alfonso Cuarón, but okay, it went to this one. I didn't see the rest of them, so I'll have to check them out. Best documentary short subject went to The Elephant Whispers, which I also was pushing for. This is on Netflix, and I liked it. So pretty good. Documentary feature went to Navalny. I have not seen this, but it is on HBO Max, so I might end up watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I was pushing it for Fire of Love, which was very, very sad, but beautiful in a weird way. All right, all right, we're getting to the big ones. Best International went to All Quiet in the Western Front. Obviously, if it's nominated for Best Picture, how could it have not? Best Animated went to Guillermo del Toro's Pinocho. Do you think it deserved it? Because the people that I was watching it were really pushing for Puss in Boots.
I think there's an argument for both films because Pinocchio is a more complicated story. I think deals with a lot of harsh subject matter. They're trying to recognize a great director in Del Toro, which he did deserve the Oscar. It was a passion project. But Puss in Boots was so much fun and it's so much more rewatchable. So it's kind of like, I guess it's kind of the argument of who do we go with? The great indie film or the good mainstream film? Because they're both good in their own way. It's who do we go with? And I'm glad Del Toro got his moment in the spotlight.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I will rewatch Puss in Boots more times than I think I'll rewatch Pinocchio,
I haven't
but
rewatched it since.
you have not?
It's
Yeah.
too emotional, man. Like I can't.
Yeah.
My heart cannot hurt that much.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Marcel the Shell with the shoes on. It's a really cute movie.
I heard. I heard it was good.
Yeah, it's an A20. It's another A24. Best adapted screenplay went to Sarah Polley for Women Talking. Good for her. She won one Oscar.
I mean, I feel like the movie deserved the spotlight. Fair enough.
Yeah. Sorry. So it's worth to mention that a lot of the movies a lot of the big movies that were nominated for a lot of awards went home empty-handed. Like Elvis went home empty-handed. The Banshees of Inisherin went home empty-handed. And good for Women Talking, who got like only like a couple of nominations, but he managed to get one. Good for Sarah Polley. She's cool. I've liked her ever since I saw her running away from that weird freaky alien thing in Splice. Good for her.
Oh god.
Yeah. Best original screenplay went to Everything Everywhere All at Once, which of course it went because who else? Like that's how do you even begin to write that?
I agree. And then we get to the big six.
Yeah. You want to take over this one?
Well, this is where I actually started having some questions about controversies.
Okay.
So for Best Supporting Actress, Jamie Lee Curtis won for Everything Everywhere All at Once, where the front runner was Angela Bassett. So much so that she was winning awards left and right. And there's a controversy that the camera was lingering on her and she looked kind of mad after Jamie Lee won.
I mean, I would be mad too.
That's fair. She's human. She can be frustrated. Like, damn it, I thought I was going to win. But also, people were bringing up the fact that like certain actors and actresses get offered Oscar-worthy roles every year. Like Jennifer Lawrence will be nominated again at some point. She's going to be offered a good script. Like, she gets offered those really dramatic roles. Jessica Chastain, same thing. She will be nominated again at some point.
She won last year, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Angela Bassett, this is her first nomination. And when's the next time she's going to get offered a role that allows her to dig that deep and stand out as much as she did? Plus, some people argue maybe Jamie Lee Curtis shouldn't have been nominated. Hong Chow definitely deserved it. But, sorry, not Hong Chow. Miss Stephanie Sue?
Sue, yeah.
Miss Stephanie Sue definitely deserved the nomination. She was way more in the film, especially as a villain, Joe Butchpaki. So, did Jamie Lee Curtis even deserve the nomination, considering how little she was in the film? So, there's the controversy. Go.
So, I agree. I look, I like Jamie Lee Curtis. Fucking love her. I've loved her ever since I was a kid and I saw her in Freaky Friday. Okay? And I grew up watching those fucking Activia commercials. So, of course, I like Jamie Lee Curtis. This is not her fault. A lot of people are attacking her. Don't. No reason. No reason to. This is the Academy's fault.
Mm-hmm.
I like Angela Bassett. Look, the fact that she was nominated for a Marvel movie is fucking insane. That has never happened. Okay? And the fact that she's not even like the main character, like she was the mother of the main character, and she gave such a great performance that she got nominated. It's amazing. Okay, it's a landmark that she got there. My money was on Stephanie Shu. Okay, because I wanted to say that, oh my god, a cast member from the SpongeBob Broadway musical got an Oscar. Like that's what I wanted. I wanted her to get it just because of that.
Was she Sandy or who was she?
She was Karen, the computer wife.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, but now, did they give it to Jamie Lee Curtis because there's a history and retribution and all that, and like for all her career, possibly. Because I saw Stephanie Shu and like the movie works because she works. So yeah, I can't really disagree with everything they're saying. The other two nominees, Hong Chow was great and The Whale. I'll throw you the sort of nomination. Carrie Condon from Banshees, she was good. I think she was there for not a lot of the movie. And I understand why she was nominated because I think they wanted to nominate everything from Banshees. But no, my money was on Stephanie, and I think she deserved to win. But of course, congratulations to Jamie Lee Curtis. Good for her, also. I'm not gonna be like mad, But yeah, that was a big upset, I guess. The big high, however, was Best Supporting Actor when Ki Hu Kwan got on stage and received that Oscar. I think it was like the second award that was given, and we all cried. It was amazing.
Didn't he hug Harrison Ford? Wasn't he the presenter?
That was on Best Picture.
But, okay, sorry. I remember seeing the picture of them hugging. I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he did give it to him for best picture. No, he got it. He gave a beautiful speech. Ariana DeBose, who presented the award, was crying when she said his name. Aww. Because we all felt it. Like you see that guy, and it's like, yeah, makes you feel things. The other nominees were great. Brendan Gleeson in Banshees was great. I mean, he cut off all his fingers, not for nothing. Brian Tyree Henry was wonderful that he got nominated. Judd Hirsch. I think this was the least important nomination because he was in it for. People complain that Jamie Lee Curtis is basically a cameo in Everything Everywhere. No, she is a character. Judd Hirsch in The Fablemans is there for 40 seconds. Like I cannot believe that he was nominated off of that.
If that long, he's in there for 40 seconds.
If that long. Barry Keoghan gave a beautiful performance in Banshees of Inisherin. He totally deserved to be nominated. But Ki Hugh Kwan, it was his year. It was his year. He's gonna be in everything next year. I cannot fucking wait.
You know, maybe they should have swapped out Judge Hirsch with Tom Hanks in Elvis.
No, I
He
don't
was a
think
despicable son of a bitch. You can't.
he was, but I don't think it was a good performance at all.
Jeez,
It was cartoony. Like it was so.
I've never seen Tom Hanks as a villain.
You didn't see The Circle?
I've never seen The Circle.
You've never seen Bachelor's Party? You've never seen Bachelor's Party?
He's not a villain in that movie.
He's not a villain, but he plays a debauchery-filled young person.
No, but I've never seen Tom Hanks as like a straight up like Max Land is the son of a bitch. He's a bastard, but the son of a bitch can write. He once proposed on Movie Talks, the show with the guy that's not disgraced. He proposed that Tom Hanks played Lex Luthor at one point.
Yeah.
As a venture capitalist, I'm like, I see it.
Basically.
But back to the Oscars. Best actress.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another controversy with this one that I want to bring up, and I want to get your input. So there's debate whether Andrea Riseborough,
yeah,
deserved to be nominated for To Leslie, considering the small box office and the very, very, very limited release, versus another actress by the name of Daniel Day-Weiler.
Okay.
Until the debate is not just who gave the better performance, but Andrea, seemingly with more friends in higher places, was able to squeak in the nomination with Who She Knows versus actually earning it. And considering the very limited release of To Leslie didn't even qualify, versus Till, which is a more significant film with a larger release and arguably a more important story being told. So, who should have and why?
Well, I was there when the whole Andrea Riseborough to Leslie nomination was trying to be pushed. I remember when it was when a bunch of actors started tweeting about it. I was like, what is this movie? Why have I not heard about it? Made less than I think it made less than $1 million in the box office. Like, what is this? They played towards a very specific strength. It is very strange that the way that they did it. I'm surprised that it worked. I don't know enough about the subject, but I remember when it was coming out, and I remember the memes that everyone did. I was shocked when she got nominated. I was like, God damn, their evil plan worked. I did not see Till. I did saw that it was pushed a lot for these awards, and I saw that it was not nominated for anything. I haven't seen To Leslie either, but I have seen that a lot of people said that her performance was pretty incredible. So I don't know. Maybe it was a good performance that was going to get very deep because they didn't have the money to build a campaign. Which, if you played the game in order to get nominated and you succeeded, I mean, they probably did something right. But toying with calling the Oscar voters and be like, "Hey, you should watch this movie. You should watch this movie. You should watch it. You should watch it," feels very indirect, or maybe like a different way to play it. I don't know. I didn't watch To Leslie. I don't think I watched To Leslie. I did saw all the other ones. No, wait, I didn't see Blonde, but I did see Tar, and I did see Everything Everywhere, and I did see Fablemans. And I understand why the rest of them are there. I was afraid that Cate Blanchett was going to win, which it's not a hit. I'm not complaining. She totally deserved to be there. Her performance was insane. But Michelle Yeoh fucking deserved it. She was the main character. She deserved to be there front and center. She deserved to have her moment.
I completely agree. This is one of those movies where it's like
career best.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's like Cruella. This movie hangs on her. If she doesn't bring her A game, the whole film falls apart. There's no version of this where if she is not dialed in at 11, the movie fails.
Yeah.
And she was always dialed on 11. And bear in mind, she didn't just play herself. She didn't just play Evelyn. She played this version of Evelyn and that version of Evelyn, and then the rock version of Evelyn, and then Evelyn with sausage fingers.
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh definitely deserved it. This year felt like a year of, and I hope I'm not trying to downplay people's award wins when I say this, but this definitely felt like a year where people who deserved better earlier finally got everything that they deserved.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's not to downplay that, oh, they played bad. I'm just saying, like, it felt like vindication.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of that, best actor went to Brendan Fraser in The Whale.
Goddamn right it did.
I was so afraid that Austin Butler was gonna like come in the last second, and I was gonna be so mad if that happened. And I could just imagine him being so angry. Like, I kept this fucking voice for 3 years and I didn't get it. Like, oh, he must be fuming.
Austin Butler?
Yeah.
Well, apparently, there's also video of Angela Bassett holding his hand and them like,
yeah.
to see if he gets it or not.
Yeah. It was crazy. I think we all wanted to see Brendan Fraser win, so like it wasn't too far fetched. I think it was gonna be between him and Colin Farrell, because he was really good in the Banshees of Inisherin. And I will say I love that Paul Mescal got nominated for After Sun. It was such a small little movie that honestly should have been nominated for screenplay and for editing, because it was also just a smaller but such a marvel of a movie. And I'm glad his performance. I hope this gets him like way more, because he's such a talented little guy with thunder thighs. Anyway, but yeah, very happy for Brendan Fraser. Cannot wait to see what he does next. I'm glad that he's gonna work with. He's gonna be in that new Scorsese movie, so that's cool.
Let me see here.
Yeah.
Question: After
Yeah.
Sun, spoilers alert, ladies and gentlemen, for the next 10 seconds. Is that the one where the father spends like a weekend with his kids and then commits suicide?
It's implied, yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next.
Also, just as a last caveat, Paul Mescal is 27. Like, he's fucking young as
He's
shit.
younger than us.
Yeah, and
fuck this guy. Who's he think he is doing being so successful?
Yeah, he's really good. Best director, that went to Daniel Kwan and Daniel Shiner for Everything Everywhere All at Once, because of course it did, and it was so deserved.
Well, again, it's one of those weird movies that like not anyone could do. It's so unique that it comes down to one person. Like there's no version of this where I'm sorry, yeah, two people. There's no version of this where if you swap out these directors with I don't know, Steven Spielberg, this movie looks so much different. Like only they could have made this version of the film. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like this would have been really hard to pull off. So you definitely need all the manpower you can get. I'm glad that they got it.
They wrote it too, didn't they? Yeah. Okay.
They did. They did. Yeah. These two are strange little guys, and I'm glad that we have them working in this field. I will watch anything that they do now. And of course, Best Picture went to Everything Everywhere All at Once, because of course it did. It's the one that deserved it the most.
Not gonna lie, I was shocked that All Quiet on the Western Front did win. I'm happy. I'm happy.
I'm shocked on the awards that it did won.
The Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No, the All Quiet.
Look, man. Old Anglo people love their war movies.
Yeah. Like yeah. No, but it made sense. It made sense that Everything Everywhere was the movie of 2022. It was the movie, and I think it's the one that we're gonna leave knowing and remembering the most because it is fucking memorable. Not everyone is gonna forget hot dog fingers anytime soon.
That's really the only thing that threw me off.
Yeah, I remember. But yeah, but it came out. It's good. The show was good. The show came off without a hitch. Nobody slapped anyone. Everything. No, there were no malfunctions. It was a pretty good show. It didn't feel very long, and yeah, Kimmel was not cringy as a host.
I thought it was funny when he said, "If you want to come up here and hit me, you're gonna have to get through so and so, so and so, so and so."
Yeah.
And we got to when he said Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Everyone was expecting Tom Holland, and they got Andrew Garfield, and they were like, "Oh yeah!" And he was like, "Sorry," he pointed to me.
Yeah, he was interviewed afterwards, and they asked him like, "Hey, why did you do that?" And it's like they actually told me ahead of time that he was gonna single me out, and they told me, "Hey, you should do like the Spider-Man hand thingy, like the web thingy, like this to the screen." But I didn't see it coming, so I just went like,
"Sorry,
sorry."
You know what would have been funny if they had warned him far enough in advance. He should have worn the Spider-Man suit underneath, and just been like, "Ah." And pop the button, like fucking just
Nothing but respect for my 2-time Academy Award nominee.
Andrew Garfield?
Yeah.
Is he 2-time nominee, Andrew Garfield?
Yeah, he's 2-time nominee.
When the fuck was he nominated twice?
He was nominated for last year. He was nominated for the musical for the.
Oh my god, that's right, the one I never finished.
Yeah, that one. And before that, he was nominated for the war movie.
Hacksaw Ridge?
Yeah, Hacksaw Ridge, yeah.
Huh.
He's the only Spider-Man actor who's nominated for an Oscar twice.
So has Tobey Maguire been nominated for an Oscar?
Nope.
That poor guy. Well, he did take a step back from actually being in front of the camera to
be a father.
No, to be a producer. Who gives a shit about being a father? Someday my kid's gonna hear this, and I want you kids to know: go to bed, you little shits. Go to bed now.
Yeah. Yeah. So the show went well. That's what I'm trying to say. It was one of the least cringy Oscars that we've had, and it felt like it went by fast. It was fun. Performances were good. All happy. Good show. Good show. Well done. Yeah. Any other thing you want to
add? No, there are no beatdowns, so good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't advocate for the Batman. Like I'll give a cinematography, but like I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think that covers the 95th Academy Awards. And yeah, I think we're good. We're good there. We'll see how next year comes up. I think this is usually the time when I start counting like the movies for this year. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Anything else you want to
add? Nothing really. Oh, I got one. Animated movies are real films, not just for kids. You fucking assholes.
Yeah. I support that. Go Guillermo. All right. We're gonna go because we're gonna do a review of
Scream.
Which Scream?
Scream 6.
Hell yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us. My name was Chema.
I've been Eddie.
And this was the Robot.
Signing off with a reminder that violence is always the answer. Bye, everyone.